how many ways we can insert the data, all those things. Okay. Jansi, if you have any doubts, do let me know. Okay, I will take some backup class for you. So now let us go for something like how to update the table data. Okay. So now let us see. Yes, tell me. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. So let us see how we can update the table data, how to modify the table data. Okay, update means how to modify the table data. Okay, so we have created some table. Let us say we have already created one table, no? So let us take this table data. So let us see, let us go to this and let us see this. So now you can see this. Let me connect to our database. Let us say use, let me point this session to our database DB Vijay. Okay, let me execute this. Now let us see the table data here. So now you can see this is my table data. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to modify the table data. So let us say my manager has given the employee ID 5. For employee ID 5, he has given me his age details. Okay. I want to modify this age. Okay. Now let us see for employee ID 5, I want to modify the age. No. So then how we can do that is by using the update query. Update. So which table data you want to update? Let us specify the table name, employees data, set age equal to something like 35, where for which employee? For employee 5, no, where EMPID is equal to 5. That's it. Okay. So update table name, set, okay, which column data? So this is the column data, and which for which employee? Employee equal to 5. Okay, like this. Now let us go and execute this. So now here you can go and see we are able to modify the table data like this. Now you can see employee 5 data is got updated as 35 like this. Okay. So now let us say I want to modify multiple columns data. Now let us see my manager has given for employee 5, my manager has given his mobile number, his date of birth, his email ID also. Okay. Now let us see how to modify multiple columns data. So for that we can go and use update. Which table data? Let us go for table name, employees data, set. Which column data you want to modify his mobile number? No, let us go to his mobile number. So something mobile number like this. And you want to modify along with mobile number, you want to modify his date of birth also, no? So how to modify multiple columns data? So if you want to modify multiple columns data, then use a comma separator, comma. And which column data? Second column name is date of birth. I want to modify his date of birth also. So let us say something like 12 slash 23 slash, okay, something like 1980. And along with this mobile date of birth, you want to modify his email address. So then I put one more comma. Let us say email address is equal to, okay, so and so, something like Mohan, okay, @gmail.com, like this. Okay, and for which employee? So where for employee 5, no, then just write where employee is equal to 5. So if you want to modify multiple columns, so then you can go and specify the data like this. You can go and specify the update query like this. Okay, so update table name, set, and what are the first column name and value, and use a comma separator between the multiple column names. That's it. Now let us go and execute this. Now let us go and see this. So now here you can go and see employee 5 data. Okay, so his mobile number, his date of birth, and his email address also is changing now. Okay, so like this you can modify multiple columns data. Okay, like this.
Mohan, one question.
Yes.
Mohan, if you have set the time and the date. And I just want to update date, not the time. If I give the date and the null value, will that uh, the query will be accepted? Or
You mean to say for date of John, you want to give just a date value without time?
yeah, but my query I have written is date and time, date time.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm going to give only date because I am not sure about the timing. So if I
It
give that
accepts.
20, it
Now you
accepts,
can
right?
see this.
But I have to. Uh,
Suppose let us say DOG. So DOG is defined as date time. Now let us say I'm defining it as, let us say 12/1/2019. Okay, and I'm not giving any date value, time value. That's what your question, no?
you are right.
So now you can go and see whether that is accepted or not. Okay, now you can go and see this, that is accepted. And now here you can see that is specified as 12/1/2019, but time value, since you have not specified, it is taking the zeros by default
Perfect, perfect. Thank you.
value. So now let us say one more question is, now let us say this. So let us say my manager has want to update the employee ID 7, okay, or employee ID 6, okay. So let us say his mobile number has something like he wants to update. Now let us say update table name, table underscore employees data, okay. Set mobile number is equal to something like 999, okay, where I want to update this for employee ID 6, where employee ID is equal to 6. Now by mistake I forgot to specify this where class. Then what will happen? If I forgot to specify the where class, will it throw error, or if the same value will update for all the records? Any idea? What will happen now if I execute like this? So if I forgot, actually I want to update for employee ID 6 only, where EMP ID equal to 6. Okay, but I forgot to specify this where class. For which employee ID I forgot to specify. Now if I execute like this, will it throw error, or it will update for all the employees and mobile number as 999? Any guessing? You can guess anything, no
Uh,
problem.
Maybe it will update. Maybe it will update.
it will update. Yeah.
It will update for all the records.
All the records maybe
Employee ID.
Okay.
because we didn't give employee ID. Maybe it will update for all employees.
Okay. So now let us see that. So I have opened one transaction in this case. So let me open one transaction. Now let us go and update this query, execute this query. So now you can see this. It is not throwing error. Instead, it is okay. It is updating for all the 7 records. Now you can see all the employees' mobile number is updated as 999. Okay. So if you don't specify for which employee, so it will update for all the records. So we should be very careful whenever we are updating. Okay. Now since I have used transaction, I want to roll back the query. So let us apply the rollback and execute the rollback. Now here you can see we are able to get back our old data. Yes, now we are able to get back our old data. Okay. So don't worry what is this transaction and all, we have separate sessions. But just understand that by using this transaction, we can roll back whatever the queries if I executed, we can roll back if we have a transaction is present. Okay, like that. So now one more thing is, let us say one more update is sometimes, now let us say some designation, let us say something like mm, so let me update for employee 6 and let us say for what I want to do is, so let me go for we don't have any EMPCT also is not there, no? So let me go for something like salary update. Okay. So table underscore employees data set age equal to something like 40, where EMPID is equal to 6. Okay, EMPID is equal to 6. Let me do some updates. Okay, and let us say employee 7 as age as something like 7. Okay, so now let us see this. This is my table data. Now what I want to do is, so now you can see we have the age list is there. Now what I want to do is I just want to derive a new column. Let us say I want to add some designation column. I want to add some. So let us say alter table. I want to add a new column in this table. Let us say alter table, table name, okay, and add some designation column. Okay, some designation column in this table as var 30. So I want to add a new column. Okay. So now don't worry, I will have explain this one more time. Now let us say, you can see we have one extra column is there in this table. I have added one extra column. Now based upon the age column data, I want to update the designation column data. Okay, let us say I have some requirement like, based upon the age column data, if my age value is something like less than 35, I want to update them as senior, or let us say I want to update them as team leads whose age value is less than 35. Okay, and whose age value is between 35 and 40, I want to update them as technical leads. Whose age value is greater than 40, I want to update them as something like, I want to update them as managers. Okay, now let me show you that. So like a something like a conditional update, you can call it as a conditional update. Now I have my designation column. I have added one designation column. No, now let us see, I want to update, let us say update table name, table underscore employees data. Okay, set. So I have added one new column. Let us say this is the designation column, and I want to update this designation column data. So by using some conditions. Okay, update table name, set designation is equal to. Now by using some condition like, let us say, if my, let us say my condition is when, let us say my age is, when my age value is less than or equal to 32. If my age value is less than or equal to 32, then I want to update them as, then I want to update the designation as something like senior software engineer, like this. Okay, for the records whose age value is less than or equal to 32. Now you can see 31 and 32 are there. No, whose age is less than or equal to 32. For these two records, I want to update the, okay, designation as software engineer. Okay, and when, okay, so when age value is between 33 and 35, is between 33 and 35, then let us say team lead. Okay, when age value is greater than, is between 35 and 40, or let us say between 36 and 40, then technical lead. Else, okay, so else whose age is greater than, okay, whose age is greater than 40, else manager. Whose age, else means if your age value is not in these conditions, means if whose age value is greater than 40, so then I want to specify the designation as manager. Okay, that's it, and end of case statement. So this is called as conditional update. So I want to update this table. Okay, this table data I want to update. Which column? A newly added column, that is designation column. I want to update this designation column data based on which condition? My, based upon their age. So then how we can do the conditional update is, you can go and write case when age value is less than 32, Then update this designation column as senior software. When age is between 33 and 35, for those records whose age is between 33 and 35, for those records apply the designation as, update the designation as team lead. Whose age is between 36 and 40, technical lead. Else whose age is greater than 40, update it as manager. And end of case statement. End of this case statement. That's it. Now you can go and see, this is called as conditional update. Okay, now let us say this is employees data. Okay, now let us go and do this. Now you can see all the records got updated. Now you can go and see the table data one more time. So now you can see this based upon your age value. Okay, based upon your age value, the designation column is updated. So whose age is between 31 and 32, senior software. Whose age is between 33 and 35, for all this team lead. Okay, whose age is greater than 36 and 40, technical lead. And whose age is greater than 40, that is manager. Okay, so these are all the different types of update statements are there. These are all the different types of update statements. So we can update a single column data, we can update a multiple columns data by using this comma. And if you don't specify, okay, where class, what will happen, every data will get update. And how to do the conditional update by using the case statement. Okay, like a if else statement. Okay, understood? So that is how we can do the execution. So now let us go for next one. Okay, that is about update statement. Okay, so now let us go for delete statement. So how to delete the table data? Let us say how to delete the table. Let us see. Okay, so what is your table data? This is your table data. Now let us go and see. So this is your table data. Okay, now let us say I want to delete the employee ID 7 data. I want to delete the employee ID 7 data. Then what we can do? So let us go for delete from table underscore employees data. Okay, so I want to delete the data from this table. Which data? Employee ID 7 data. No, then just go and write where employee ID is equal to 7. That's it. Now you can go and see one row got deleted. Now you can see employee ID 7 data got deleted. Okay, like this. So now let us go for, so this is how we can delete a record from the table. Now let us say if I don't specify the employee ID, let us say I want to delete employee ID 6 data, but by mistake I have not specified which employee ID like this. If I execute like this, what will happen? So I forgot to specify the employee ID, which employee ID data. Then what will happen? Will it throw the error or it will delete the entire table data? Okay, so let me see that. So let me open one transaction. Now you can see I have opened one transaction. Now I am not specifying the employee ID now. Now if I go and delete this, what will happen is, if you don't specify which employee ID data you want to delete, then it is deleting all the records. Now you can see it is deleting entire table data. No records are there. Okay, so we should be very careful whenever you are doing the delete also. Okay, now let us roll back. Since we have opened one transaction, let us apply the rollback. Now you can see we are able to get back the data. Yes, we are able to get back the data by using this rollback command. But for that we should have a transaction open. Okay, so this is how we can delete the records from a table. We can delete a particular record or we can delete the entire table data. Okay, like this. Or if you want to delete the, okay, so let us say if you want to delete multiple records, you can go and say where employee in, if you want to delete employee 5 and 6, we can go and say employee in 5 comma 6. So let me open one more transaction. Now let us see, if we want to delete multiple employees, both 5 and 6, then use, instead of equal to operator, use the in operator. Okay, now I am executing it. Now you can see both 5 and 6 data got removed. Okay, and if you want to roll back, can roll back. Okay, like this.
So Krishna, so for this in operator can be used for update, right? Update also, right?
Yes, that also is correct. So you can apply this for update operation also. Now you can go and see. So this is your table data, no? Now if you want to update for both 5 and 6, if you want to update the something like same date of join, let us say. So we have update the same date of join, or let us say we are updating for employee 5, no? If you want to update this for employee 5 comma 6, you can go and do. So now here you can see 2 rows got affected here, and if you see this, both the tables, okay, so you can see both 5 and 6 are updated here. Okay, same date of birth, same email ID, like this. Okay, so that is how we can update and delete the data from a table. Okay, now like delete, we have one truncate command also is there. Like delete, if you want to remove the table data, we can use the truncate command also. Right now, how many records are there in your table? So we have some 6 records is there, no? Now you can see, if you want to remove the data from a table, we have one more command called truncate command is there. Truncate table name. So which table data you want to remove? Let us go and specify the table name. Now let us open one transaction. Okay. Now here you can go and see this. If I use this truncate command, this will also remove the table data. Now you can see after truncating, if I go and see the table data, there are no records. Okay, using truncate command also, we can remove the table data. Now you can say I'm trying to roll back. So now you can see we are able to get back the data. Yes. Okay. So now we have two commands to remove the table data. One is using delete command, we can do that, and as well as truncate command also you can do that. Now one of the very important interview question is, then what is the difference? So why they have two commands? Okay. So since we are able to delete the data using delete and truncate, then very important interview question is, then what is the difference between, okay, delete and truncate command? Okay, now any guessing what is that, what might be the difference? If you already know, what's up? Okay, now let me show you some 4 or 5 differences. Let me show some 4 or 5 differences between these two commands. Okay, so now here you can see this, using delete command we are able to delete the entire table data, no? And as well as we are able to delete a particular records also. Okay, we are able to delete entire table data. If you don't specify the where class, it will delete the entire table data, and as well as we are able to delete a particular employee data, employee records also. But using truncate command, we are able to delete the entire table data. Now, can we delete a particular record using truncate command? Let us try that. Truncate table name, table underscore employees data, where empid is equal to 4. Now you can see when I try to delete a particular record, it is throwing error saying that incorrect syntax near the keyword where class. Means the where, we cannot apply where class inside the truncate command. Means we cannot delete a particular single record. Using truncate, we can truncate only entire table data. Now you can see when we have multiple records, now you can see using truncate I was able to delete entire table data. Now we are able to delete entire table data. Okay, so but not a single record. Now you can say I roll back. Now my data is again back here. So that is the first difference. Okay, so first difference is using delete command, we can remove entire table data as well as a single record also. A single record from a table, but using truncate command, we cannot remove. We can remove. Okay, we can remove entire table data only. Entire table data only, but not a single record. Okay, like that you can type. That is the first difference. Now second difference is truncate is faster than truncate is very much faster than delete command. Truncate is very much faster than delete command. Using truncate command, we can delete the data, we can remove the data very fastly when compared with delete command. Let us prove that. Okay, let me prove that. So in order to prove that, what I can do is, so let me create two tables with high volume of data. Let me create two tables with high volume of data. Okay, and after creating two tables, I will apply delete command on one of the table and truncate command on another table. Okay, so let me, how to create high volume of data is, let me show you that. So let us say this is my source table, table underscore employees data. Okay, so let us say, let me execute this. Now let us say I want to take a backup of this table. So then before from class we can go and specify into table underscore delete. I want to create a backup of this table, and I have already explained this command. No, so I want to create a copy of this table. What this command will do? So it will create a new table with the name table delete, and with what columns? What are my source columns? Okay, with those columns it will create a new table and it will insert the data also. So now you can see there are 6 records present in the table delete also. Select star from table delete. So now you can see I have 6 records in this table. Now what I will do is I will insert the data, insert into table delete. Okay, insert into table delete. So what this command will do? So we are selecting the data from the table delete and we are inserting back to the same table, so that, and I will execute it multiple times so that I can insert high volume of data in this table. Okay, let me execute multiple times so that I can insert some lakhs of records into this table. So already something like 4 lakh records, which is 1 lakh 96 means into 2. That is 4 lakh records might be inserted. Let me go for this. So already something like 8 lakhs. 4 into 2, some 8 lakhs. Now 8 into 2, something like around 15 lakhs of data might be inserted. Now around 8 lakhs, 8 into 2, something like 15 lakhs data might be there. Let me execute one more time so that I can have around something like 30 lakhs records will be there. So it might take just a minute. So now you can see I have inserted. Now let us see the number of records present in this table. Now let us go for select. If you want to find the number of records, we can use this count command. Okay, count function. Select count star from table delete. Now you can see it will show you the number of records present in this table. Now you can see almost 31 lakh records. So almost we have 31 lakh records is there. Now let me create one more table. So with the same count of records, let me create one more table. So before from class, let me insert into table underscore truncate. Now let us go and see this. Select star into table underscore truncate from this table delete. Okay, now I am creating one more table with same volume of data with name table underscore truncate. Now let us see. So both the tables will have something like 31 lakh records now. So now you can see something like 31 lakh records are there. Now let us read the count present in the table truncate also. So now we have two tables with the same volume of data. So now you can see I have two tables now. So both are having 31 lakhs and 31 lakhs. Now let me apply delete command on one of the table. So let me apply delete command. Now let us say delete from table underscore delete. Now I want to record the timing. How to see the timing here is, so if you go and see in the rightmost corner, in the rightmost bottom, we can see the timing also. So right now how much time it is executed, how much time it is taking. Now let us see. I am trying to use the delete command to delete the records from this table delete. Now let me execute and see the timing. Now you can see to delete 31 lakhs, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5. So you can see the rightmost corner, rightmost bottom corner, 11 second, 12 seconds, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. So it's still running on. So to delete 31 lakh records, let us see how much time it will take. Now you can see it took 34 seconds to delete the 31 lakh records. Okay, so how much time it took? 34 seconds. Now you can see. So delete command took 34 seconds. Okay, to delete, to remove. Okay, 31 lakh records data. 31 lakhs. Okay. Now you can see the count. Now you can see in the first table. So now you can see in the first table there is 0, and in the second table we still have 31. Now let us see how much time the truncate command will take. So truncate table underscore truncate. Now let us see. Now I'll observe carefully. I have selected this and I'm going to execute, and I'm executing now. Just now you can see that's it. That is done. As soon as I click on table truncate table name, as soon as I click, that is done. Means now we can go and see the number of records. Now you can see 0 seconds, 0 records in both the tables. As soon as I click on this execute button, the truncate command has deleted all the records. Means truncate command took a microsecond. It is not even taking a second. Took a microsecond or a nanosecond. So let us say took a microsecond to remove 31 lakh records. Now we can confidently say that truncate is faster than delete command. So now we can confidently say that truncate is very much faster than delete command. That is the second difference. Okay, so we have proved that delete command is taking 34 seconds to delete 31 lakhs, but truncate command is taking a microsecond to delete a 31 lakh records. Okay. Now there might be a question will be running in your minds. Why delete is taking that much time? Why truncate is taking only a microsecond? Is there any reason for that? Yes, there is a reason for that. Let me explain with some other example. So let us explain that reason with some other example. Now let us say something like, let me create one table in order to explain with example. So let me create some table. Let us say table underscore employees ident, some table name. So let us say empid integer emp name varchar. Okay, some salary integer like this. Let me create one table and I want to insert some data into this table. Insert into table underscore employees ident values. Now let us say employee 1, some name, okay, some salary like this. So when I'm inserting the data, usually we'll create a table like this and we will insert the data like this. No? So let us say if you want to insert multiple rows, we can go and specify employee 2, employee 3 like this. So some different employee names, let us say Mohan, okay, something like Varun like this. Okay, now what I want to do is, so usually we will create a table like this and we will insert the data. Now I don't want to specify this employee values manually. I want to insert those values. Okay. I don't want to insert them manually. I want those values to be auto populated, to be auto generated. Okay. So I want this column, employee column data to be auto populated. Then what we can do is for this column, I can specify the identity seed property, identity 1, 1 like this. What is the meaning of identity 1, 1 means? So now from now onwards, we no need to provide value for employee. So the value for this employee column will start with 1 and increment by 1. What is the meaning of 1, 1 means? These values, okay, for this column, the values will start with 1 and increment by 1. 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3 like that. Okay, so using this identity property, I can auto generate this column data. Now let us see that. So I'm creating some table. Okay, and for employee I'm providing the identity seed, and now here you can see when I'm inserting the data, I'm not providing value for employee. Now it has accepted that values, and now let us see this column data. Let us see the data present in this table. Let us say select star from table underscore identity. Now you can see the values are auto generated. It is by starting with 1 and 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3 like this. The values are auto populated now. That's fine. Now let us come back to our topic, the difference between delete and truncate. Now what I will do is, on this table I will apply the delete now. Delete from table, employees ident. What will happen? All the records will get deleted from this table. All the 3 records are deleted. Now you can see in this table there are no records left. Now if I insert 2 more records, I will try to, after deleting all the records, I will try to insert 2 more records. So let us say something like Suresh, okay, something like Rakesh, like this. Now my question is, before deleting the records, so what is the latest employee value? There were 3 records, no? The latest employee value is 3 before deletion. Now after deletion, no records. Now after deletion, if I reinsert 2 more records, what will be the value for employee now? Will it continue with 4 since we have 3 records earlier? Will it continue with 4 again, or it will restart with 1? What will be the value for employee now? After deleting, if I reinsert 2 more records, what will be the employee? Any guessing? Will it continue with 4 or it will restart with 1? Any guessing? No problem.
It will 4 4 Krishna.
Now you can see this. Yes, that's correct. Now you can say I'm inserting 2 more records. Now let us see the value for employee ID now. It is continuing with 4 again. Okay, now let me delete one more time. Let me delete one more time. Now what is the latest value? 5, no? So let me delete one more time. Now you can see there are no records. Now if I reinsert 3 more records, what will be the employee ID now? So earlier it was stopped with the 5, no? Now you can see it will continue with the 6, 6, 7, 8 like this. So how it is knowing that? How it is knowing that is, so before when you apply the delete, no, what the delete command will do is, when you apply the delete, what the delete command will do is, before deleting the records, it will take the backup of existing data. Whatever the data present in this table, it will take a backup and keep it in the SQL buffer memory, so that it will come to know that. So that's why it will come to know when you are reinserting the data, it is going and checking in the backup memory, in the backup buffer memory, it is checking what is the latest value there. If it is 8, it is adding +1 to that and it is continuing with 9. If it doesn't take any backup, how we will come to know? So when you apply delete, it is doing 2 operations. Before deleting the data, it is taking the backup of existing data and keeping in the SQL buffer memory. And then after taking backup, it is removing the records. So now you can see right now how many records are there. What is the latest value? 8, no? When you delete, now you can see it will take the backup of these 3 records. And now after delete, when you reinsert, it is continuing with 10 or not. Now you can see, will it continue with 10 or not? Now you can see it is continuing with 6, 7, 8 earlier, so it is continuing with 9 again. Okay, but when I apply the right now, what is the latest value? 9 and 10. Now instead of delete, I will apply the truncate table name. Now you can say I'm truncating. Now you can see after truncate also there are no records. There are no records. Okay, but before truncating we have 9 and 10 were there. Now after truncating, if I reinsert 2 more records, what will happen now? Let us say after truncating, I want to reinsert some 2 more records. Let us say something like Varma and something like Ashok, like this. Before truncating, 9 and 10 were there. And after truncating, there are no records. Now after truncating, I am reinserting 2 more records. Now let us see what will be the value for employee ID now. Will it continue with 11 or it will restart with 1? Now you can see it is restarting with 1. Now let me truncate one more time. Let me truncate one more time, and after truncating there are no records. Now let me reinsert some more data. Let me reinsert 3 more values. Now you can see after truncating, will it restart with 1 again? Yes, every time it is restarting with 1 again. It is not incremental like 4, 5, 6. It is restarting with 1 again if I do the truncate. Why? Because truncate is not taking any backup. It will just remove the data. That's it. It will just remove the table data. It won't take any backup like delete command. So that's why truncate is faster than delete command. Earlier, when you delete 31 lakh records, why it took 33 seconds is, why the delete command took 33 seconds is, before deleting the records, it is taking the backup of those 30 lakhs. After taking the backup of those 30 lakhs, it has deleted the records. But truncate, it is not taking backup of any 30 lakhs, it is just deleting, that's it. It won't take any backup. No, that's why truncate took only a microsecond, but delete command took something like 32 seconds. That is the difference. Okay, so this point also we can include. So like we can say that the third difference is when we apply delete, command, it will do two operations. Okay, it will take backup of existing data and keep it in SQL buffer memory, buffer cache memory. Okay, and then it will delete the data, and then it will delete the table data. Okay, but when we apply truncate command, it will just remove the data. It will just remove the table data, and it won't take any backup. It won't take any backup of existing data. Okay, so that's why truncate is faster than delete command. Okay, we can say that. Now using the same example, we can tell one more difference. Using truncate command. Okay, so we can reset or restart the identity seed value. You can reset or restart the identity seed value to start from 1 again. So whenever you are truncating, the identity value, the employee value is restarting with 1 again. No? So that's what we can tell. Okay, we can reset or restart the identity seed value to start from 1 again. Okay, but using delete command, we cannot reset the identity seed value to start from 1 again. Okay, so this is the differences we can tell. Now one more difference is we can say that delete is a DML command, data manipulation language command. So delete is a data manipulation language command, DML command. So like update, insert, delete, these are all DML statements, data manipulation language statements. Okay, is a DML statement, a DML command, and truncate is a DDL command. Truncate is a DDL command. DDL means data definition language. So data definition language. Okay, language like create, alter. Okay. So this is a truncate is a DDL command. This you can say. Okay, so these are all the differences between the delete command and the truncate command. We can tell these 5 differences if anybody asks you in interviews. Okay. So we'll stop now. Okay, so we'll continue in the tomorrow class. Okay, so I will send these notes. Okay, after 5 minutes. Okay, and within 5 minutes, and we'll continue from tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks, Mohan.
Krishna, share the session as well.
Sure, I will do that.